check something here. I am gonna just sit here and do some filming. Let me just, sorry, I had to look over my one of my arches that I have for, or one of my bars that I have for my lights. Hi Manuela. But I'm gonna get some filming done, so I thought, might as well, right? Go live. Hi Krista. Alright, so I'm gonna start some filming, so just join me. Hi Coley. Alright, so, oh, got yarn fuzz on my finger. Everything's good, everything's ready. Names. Alright. Hi Karen H. Right. Hi Debbie. Hi Marcelina. So we're going to start filming the Bethlehem blanket that will come out tomorrow. Hey Michelle. Let me get it so I can show you. Sorry, I was comfortable. So I'm going to start filming the tutorial for the Bethlehem blanket, which comes out tomorrow. It's not a long, it's only it's a 4-row repeat. I have a graph over here so that way I can remember it easier, because I have been working on another complicated pattern that my mind is kind of forgot this pattern already. So I had to write it up, and it's over here on another screen so I can see what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Hi Liz. And the easiest part though is the knotted ridge, which is something I've done plenty before in other projects. Sorry, I'm just getting my arm. My very first Tunisian blanket 15 years ago is my armrest. The lighting seems a little dark because I can't move it. I have my filming lights right here, so it may seem a little dark. Behind me, I always keep my room dark anyway because of the filming, so I can control how much light goes onto my actual filming stage, whatever you want to call it. Those are blackout curtains on the window, and I keep it kind of dark because of that reason. Hi Jan and Kimberly. Hey Amber. Hi Crafty Witch. So that's why hey Margie. So I'm going to go ahead and start some filming, and we can chat. Oh, well, thank you. We could chat. The first few rows is something called the knotted ridge, which the knotted ridge is a pattern I made, but man, does it make like oh, come on, Michael, like a really gorgeous texture and border at the bottom. And I just love the way that I can't even see. There we go. I love the way that it works up. Hi Lisa. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not putting it on the floor. There's a bucket down here. And get the filming. I need to get a drink. I need to bring the mic down a little bit. Come on. As long as you're not in my... That'll work. Alright, so let me get to filming. Oh, like I'm in an Italian restaurant. Yeah, I don't know. I like it dark. And I usually, when I'm sitting here working, I usually have this light on, and I can just sit here and watch. I have a monitor here, and I have 2 monitors over here, and I can watch whatever I'm going to watch, whoever I'm watching. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Need to make sure I know what I'm saying first. Alright, so as I said, this pattern is done in a chain of 8 plus 6, and it is a 4-row repeat. But before we even get to the repeat, we need to do the knotted ridge. So with Tunisian crochet, so I've already pulled up my chain, and my chain is 22, which is 8 plus 8 plus 6. So with Tunisian crochet, we need to pull up our foundation row in the back of the chain. Well, in the back of the chain you have these back bumps. That's where we're going to be working our needle into to pull up our loops. And you go from the second chain from your hook. The one on your hook does not count, so that's chain 1. There's chain 2. You roll over and you'll see the back bump. Put your needle through and pull up your loop. And you're going to do that all the way down the chain. Now I could stop that, rename, go to, gotta get my, there we go. Hi everybody that came in. I'm just gonna be, I film in sections and then I edit everything together. Because, I mean, there's no point in filming, pulling up 22 loops in the foundation row, because that's the longest part of this, of any entire thing at Tunisian, is pulling up your loops. And hey Froggy sweetie, well, let me do something here. I need to do something. Let me go to over here, go there, and there we go. Let me see what I've missed. Okay Krista, be careful. Hi Joanne, thank you for lurking. Yeah, I was just sitting here, I was about to film, and I was like, well, might as well go live, right? But I gotta pull up the back bumps, and that's for the foundation row, and that's always the slowest part of Tunisian crochet, is getting those back bumps up. Just takes the slowest part. I wish there was an easier way. I mean, there is a foundationless way to do things, but I designed my patterns to incorporate the foundation row into most things because, you know, it starts patterns, in my opinion. That's just me. And I never count the first stitch or the last stitch, because if you're doing purls, let's say purls for instance, or even knit stitch, you can't knit the first stitch, you can't knit the last stitch. I mean, you can knit the last stitch, it'll look wonky, but you know, they just don't look right. And I'm sorry if you hear an echo. The echo's coming through my headphones. It's not coming from YouTube. It's my recording software. I have to hear if my mic is picking me up good or not constantly. Sally, that's funny. Uh-oh, there we go. And then, even though, you know, I consider myself advanced in Tunisian, I always count. Just because you never know what's going to happen, you know, you can get sidetracked, or heck, especially with some of these patterns, you can lose your count real quick. And oh, I made that real tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Alright, gotta go back to my filming screen. And we're on part 2. Ooh, I need to move that keyboard out of the way. I have a wireless keyboard over here, because my normal keyboard and stuff is down here, and pulling it back and forth just gets in my way. So I just went with wireless, and they're the cheap wireless ones from Walmart. that are like 20 bucks and it works, so whatever works. Yeah, right, Amber. Alright, go ahead, hit restart. So now that you've counted and you have all your loops on your hook, you're going to do a standard return pass. And for a standard return pass, you're going to yarn over and chain one, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through two. You're going to repeat that yarn over and pull through two all the way down to the end until you only have one loop left on your hook. Alright, now we can stop it. And then go to three. Then that can really depend on your needle size, your yarn size, Sally. For an average blanket or throw, it's going to be, if you're using a 6.5 or 7 millimeter hook, you're going to average about between 175 to 200, and that all depends on your, hey Fuzzy, um, what that all depends on your tension. You know, I can't even give you a true estimate because some stitches, like with the Ireland, that stitch pattern with the Ireland, because of the twisties, kind of tightens everything up, and there's some stitches that make it loose. So it's all dependent on you and what stitches you really want to use. An average, I would say, for base chain would be 175 to 200 for a standard size throw. If you want bigger, if you want to go queen size, that's going to be big. I don't remember the last queen size blanket, well, it was king, that I did was the one for Bag of Days animal auction, Puppies at Play. That one, I don't remember how many chain wide it was. I really don't, because it's been over a year. Okay, so just about ready to start the next bit of filming. And like I said, I film in stages. It just makes things easier on me, makes things easier on everything. Alright, so I'm going to get to the next part. Alright, so I pulled through the last loops now. So the next part, so now we have our foundation row done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a row of knit stitches. And if you don't know how to do a knit stitch, how we're going to end up doing a knit stitch is you're going to take your needle and you're going to go, here's your front bar, and then you have your back bar back here. And for a knit stitch, you're going to angle through the two bars towards the back, just like this. So we're going to do a knit stitch, and you're just going to angle, so you're splitting the two bars. So you're going like through here, and then you're going through, and that's how you're going to do it. So you're going to pull up a row of knit stitches, and this is starting our knotted ridge. So go ahead and pull up your row of knit stitches and do a standard return pass. I need to move this audio around, Michael. And if you do not know how to do a knit stitch, I'll be placing the link to the video right here for you. Okay. I talk to myself too. I give myself clues of what to do, especially in the audio, because I listen to it all. And I'll tell myself to move audio around, especially just like right there. So that way I can get the knit stitch in there. Alright, Michelle, you be careful, sweetie. And I need to go to the big screen so I can read. Come here. Sally, Tunisian, if you can get past having all the loops on your hook, that's, I think, the most daunting aspect of Tunisian crochet, is a lot of people can't get past the having all the loops on the hook. But as soon as you can get past that, and the next daunting thing is the curl. People always think they're doing something wrong because of the curl. You're not doing anything wrong because of the curl. It's going to curl because with Tunisian crochet, you're only working one side of the fabric. Now there are a few anti-curl stitches, like the reverse stitch and purl, but let me turn that down because that's kind of annoying. Not up, down. But, you know, on average, Tunisian's just going to curl because we don't turn our work. We don't, uh, yeah, we just don't turn our work. Hi, Jackie. Sorry about the coughing, too. The past few days, again, we have been really windy and we're dry, so there's a lot of dirt in the air. And man, it's been killing on my sinuses. But I need to add something to the film. 1 second. I need to rename that. 3 shift end shift. There, that'll work. Now to start your return pass, you need to do your end stitch, and then find your end stitch. The easiest way is to back your needle up just a little bit, drop down to the row you just closed off, fold over your end, and your needle is going to go where it needs to go 99.9% of the time. Then you're going to yarn over and pull up your loop, and then you can start your standard return pass, which is a chain 1, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to repeat that yarn over, pull through 2 till you only have that 1 loop left on your hook. All right. Now I'm going to erase that. And 4. All right. Hi, Diana. Hi, Vima. Not so much pollen. A lot of things aren't really blooming yet. But and on top of that, we go from, what is today? Thursday? Yesterday was Wednesday. Tuesday, we were 81 degrees. Yesterday, we dropped down to 46 for the high with 60 plus mile an hour winds. And even when we were 81, we had 60 plus mile an hour winds. And then a few days before that, we had the 80 plus mile an hour winds, which almost destroyed our backyard fence. But we got it, I was out there able to fix 90% of it. This next week, we got to get wood for the actual gate because that was gone. That's a goner. So we got to get that done. But it's up there. It's blocked so no stray animals can come in. But things really haven't really started blooming. I mean, yes and no. We really don't get a lot of pollen here because we don't really have a lot of trees either. I mean, the Texas Panhandle's dry. So, I like the autocorrect there, Amber. Oh my gosh. That's a good autocorrect. Alright, so now I gotta start the next row. So for the next row of our knotted ridge pattern, you're going to be doing a row of purls. A purl is you take your yarn in front of your needle, then you're going to go to the loop, put your needle through the loop, drop your yarn, wrap it around your needle, then yarn over and pull up that loop. Let's do it one more time. Yarn goes in front, back to your loop, and then go through your loop, drop your yarn, wrap it around, and then do a normal yarn over and pull up your loop. That is a purl, and if you don't know how to do a purl, I will also be putting the link for the purl stitch right here for you. So go ahead and pull up all your purls, and I'll meet you at the end, and we'll do our end stitch and return pass. And there we go. Stop. Go to 5. I name every clip. I need to move something here. I have a little towel because my cable decides to always hit my desk. Excuse me. So any way I can cushion it, I will. Well, hi Vima. Thank you for coming and welcome. I was filming my new blanket, so I was like, well, I need to go. I want to go ahead and go live, and why not? You know, Panda's at work. The dog goes asleep. She's in there snoring. So Amber. Well, that was. I mean, that'd be a lot of cheese. 6 inches of cheese. Well, hello, XO. For those who don't know, that's my brother-in-law. How y'all doing over there in North Kakalaki? I gotta go to the big screen. 1 second. So I can read that question, Margie. What brand of Tunisian hooks with cables that don't curl do you prefer? Me, you know what's really growing on me is the AliExpress hooks. Those are really, really, really growing on me big time. A lot the cables. I love the cables. Not so much the hooks. It's more the cables that I like. The the Mindful is not bad because you have the Knit Pro, so the Mindful is not bad, and they're not. I mean, they're kind of. I think they're overpriced, but the Mindful is not bad. No, Diana, he doesn't. He plays video games. Him and Panda play video games a lot. Um, but the Mindful work with it, and they don't. They don't. I'm just not a. I mean, they're better than the plastic ones that that the sets come with, but uh, I don't know the. Do I have one ready? I do. I do. But I just love. Oh, come on. Whatever. It'll work eventually. But I love how they're braided and they're coated in plastic. I love these, and they're true um, swivel. And I like them. They have them on AliExpress. I guess Temu has them now. And who else? Amazon. Yeah, I guess Amazon is also selling them. Sorry, I have them all pre-strung. I guess Amazon is also selling them. I'm. It's not so much the hooks that I like. It's the cables that I really love on those. The hooks, I think they're a little too sharp. And they when you're doing you yarn over and pull through the loop, they have a tendency to the hook itself has a tendency to catch onto the yarn, and I'm just not a fan of that part. But I like the smoothness of the hooks. Yes, I like that they really truly are swivel. Like some of the mindful, they'll say, "Oh, they're swivel," but they're really not swivel. They're just anti-kink, I guess you could call them. Call it that. Yeah, you can, Amber. Yes, you're a moderator. I mean, I trust you. All right, so now I got to get to the next part of the filming. So 1 second. This is number 4 end. I need to rename that. 4 shift end shift. Okay. One moment. So now we're at the end, and we're just going to do your normal end stitch and then a normal return pass. So you'll just back your needle back just a little bit, rotate your needle to the row you just closed off, fold your work onto your needle, and slide right on through, yarn over it, and pull up your loop, and then chain 1, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 all the way down to the end, and that is a standard return pass. And we'll do one more row of purl stitches. Move this audio around, Michael. We'll be doing 2 rows of purl stitches. Boom. Done. And now we go to 5. All right. No, you're fine, sweetie. I trust you, Amber. I know you're not going to be posting weird stuff. Hi, Rosea. How are you doing? Let me do the second row of purl. I might have to move audio twice now. I try not to. I just forget sometimes. So I can tell them, hey, Nessa. I didn't realize I was going to go live either, sweetie. It was, I'm going to film this blanket. I got to get it filmed out today. It should have filmed it yesterday, but what I was trying to do yesterday was I was trying to get rid of, I was trying to get through one of these skeins of menagerie. It got to where it was hollow in the middle, and I didn't want to move it. I didn't want to move it because it would collapse, and the next thing you know, you got a knot. So I wanted to get through it. Hi, Michelle. So I should have filmed this yesterday, but I didn't want to move the yarn because you know how sometimes if you got one of these and it's hollow, and then if you move it, it'll collapse. And next thing you know, you got a huge knot mess on your hands. So I didn't want to move it because of that reason. So I was like, well, I need to film the blanket today, and then I'm sitting here getting everything ready, and I'm like, hey, why not go live? And then tomorrow night, I believe tomorrow night, I'm not sure, it depends on how he feels, I will be going on with Craig on Fiber Spider. I'll be going up with him tomorrow night. I don't know what time he's got anything set, but I'll be going with him there. And I was going to do a live Saturday night, but we got another cold front coming through, and so I'm probably not going to do a Saturday night live. Plus, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this pattern I'm doing. Let me see if I can move it without messing it. Oh yeah, I don't have yarn on it. I can move it. Like this son of a gun. Boo! Look at that. Boop. And it's like there's one, two, three stitch patterns I haven't shown yet, and that is Snakes in the Garden, and it's with the Menagerie Chameleon. That I hope. Well, this Friday is this. The next Friday I have in the yarn studio. The Friday after that, A Mother's Gift, which is a Ruana, will be coming out. And it's either that or a hat that I've had doing for a while that I really need to get out. I'll probably let the slouchy out, and then I'll have that out. And then I got the yarn literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes before I went live. I ordered a bunch of purples, 2-weight purples from Hirschner's, because my dementia pattern I want to do. Oh my gosh, Nessa. um, the dementia pattern I want to do for June. It's going to be in a lacy diamond stitch stuff. I have it planned out. I don't have it worked up yet, or even the pattern worked up yet. So and I'm also working. The pattern is written for this. Hi, you go. Hey, Norina. The pattern is written for Bethlehem, which is the blanket name that I'm doing right now. It is written. I just gotta tweak it. So I'm hoping to have the written pattern on the Etsy. Well, yeah, on the Etsy tomorrow or this weekend sometime. Of course, I'll make a post about it. And the pattern is also written for Snakes in the Garden. I've got to finish writing the pattern for Saddleback. That one's taking me a little bit of time to write. It's trying to express into words of what you need to do. It's kind of hard for that one. Yeah, that blanket you made me, and it's actually there's only 2 blankets in the, well, one, two, right now, 4 blankets in this. Well, besides the 2 that I worked on that stay in this room. There's one, two. Well, 3 yours. It's the one that's in my armrest, the one I always wear, and yours. That's all that's always in here. Right now, what's back there is Panda did the Ireland in purples, and it's just drying. It's an easy place for us to dry it. Is right there. Now I need to start the next part. I really need to do this, so I know where the heck I'm at. Okay. I'm already there. Okay. One moment. Now I'm going to film. Now that you have your 2 rows of purl done, we will be doing 1 row of knit stitch again. So go ahead and do your row of knit stitch and your standard return pass. And I'll see you in just a second. Shoot, no, Michael. Delete that one because this is where stuff gets changed. Where's the file? I gotta open up the file. Desktop. Bethlehem, and that was number 5. Trash can. Okay, sweetie. And Amber, and I'm so sorry I still haven't been able to get back, like set something up, because I know you wanted to talk about converting a pattern to Tunisian, and I haven't. I know we've had something set up, and then I got into like really bad pain because of that deep, deep cold. I know we really need to set something up. So do this, because now the return pass changes. That's right. So now that you have your 2 rows of purl up, we need to do a row of knit stitch. But don't finish the return pass, because the return pass is going to be different for this row. So go ahead and pull up your knit stitches, and I will meet you at the return pass. Boop. And oh man, I need to make sure that I did that right. Oh my gosh, no. Let me see. Oh yeah, I gotta redo this. Darn. I left the mouse in the video. Oops. Boop. Alright. Hey Andrea, sweetheart. Alright, let's refilm this. Move the mouse out of the way, Michael. So now that you have your 2 rows of purl done, we're going to do a row of knit stitch, but don't do the return pass. Oh my gosh. That's not... I gotta do it one more time because I had fuzz on my finger and it was annoying the heck out of me. And there we go. So now that we have our 2 rows of purl done, we're going to do a row of knit stitch, but don't do the return pass because the return pass is going to be different for this row. So go ahead and pull up your knit stitches, and I will meet you when we get ready to start the return pass. Okay. Bingo, go to 5, Shift, RTP. There. Let's see, who else now? Who else come in? Hi, Connie. Hi, Jen. Awesome, Narina. Awesome, Margie. You're gonna love the set. Like the needle, I'm not a fan. Like I said, I'm not a fan of how sharp the needles are. But what I am a fan of is the cables. The cables, because it's a metal braided cable, and they're coated in plastic, and they are truly swivel. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how truly swivel they really are. You know, I've worked with other swivel cables, but these are really, really well made cables. I just wish they would fit onto my Knitter's Pride needles. I guess you can buy an extension, or not extension, but an adapter. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they're really great. I love them. It's just. Oh, come on! I gotta move something. My candy bin. But like these needles are, they're just very sharp. Everything is sharp on them, and that will catch the yarn on when you're pulling up your loop. So you have to be careful. Twist it just right so it doesn't catch that yarn. And what size was this, Michael? Oh, 5.5, 6, 6.5. And they're just, I'd like them, but just that how sharp, and put my candy bin back off the floor. I just don't like how sharp they are. But other than that, and I saw Andrea, those chigus look. I've never had chigu. I'm not a fan of bamboo uh, needles. I have some, but I wanted to try the chigu ones because since you can buy just one, you don't have to buy the whole set. Um, I'm hoping they're not like the cheap IV tubing looking. I just want to try them. You know, I gotta try everything. You know me. So I can give my true opinion on things. Okay, let's go down here. And I need to go back over here. We're doing the return pass. I need a drink. Well, the pointiness is fine, but it's the pointiness on the actual hook part. When you're doing for Tunisian, when you're pulling up your loop, when you're going in and you go to pull up your loop, and then you pull it through, that point will pull up on that vertical bar you're doing, and it can cause a lot of yarn splittage. That's why I love my wooden ones. The we're talking about the metal ones from AliExpress that are now on Temu and what's that other place? Amazon. I've got two sets. I my mother-in-law got me one for um, my Christmas gift, and I like them because of the cable. Plus, you know, the return pass with the metal ones is actually pretty fast, unlike with the wood. Plus, the metal ones work really well with cotton. Oh my gosh, does it work really well with cotton? It doesn't drag or anything. All right. Ooh, get that out of the camera. All right, so now we're at our end stitch. You're going to pull up your end stitch like we normally do. Now, this return pass is where we're going to change up just for this return pass, because this is the part of the knotted ridge, and the stitch we're going to be doing now is called the Afghan knot. And if you do not know how to do the Afghan knot, I'll be putting the link for it right here. But the Afghan knot is done on the return pass. So we need to knock two loops off of our needle. So we're going to yarn over, chain one, that's one loop gone. Yarn over and pull through two. Now we got two loops off of our hook. Now we chain three. One, two, and three. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through two. Yarn over, pull through two. We're knocking two off each time, and then we're chaining three. One, two, and three. And then yarn over and pull through two. Yarn over, pull through two. And chain three. One, two, and three. And then yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, pull through two. So you can see the sequence we're doing. We're going to yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, chain three, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. That is the sequence all the way down to the end. So I'm going to continue doing this, and we will get down to the end. Chain three, one, two, three, yarn over and pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, chain three, one, two, and three, and then yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, chain three, one, two, three, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, chain three, one, two, and three, yarn over, pull through two, and yarn over, pull through two, chain three, one, two, and three, and then yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, chain three, one, two, three, and then yarn over and pull through two, and that's what it should look like. A very hot mess. So now we're going to start with a row of knit stitches. So you're going to go through and just do a knit stitch on your forward loops, and then right here behind these chains that we made, we're going to go behind it and then work our needle through the gap and do a knit stitch in that side stitch right there, because that side stitch is pushing this chain forward and it's creating the bubble. So we're going to go in front, do a knit, and then we're going to take our needle, go behind that chain, push it forward, and work ourselves into that vertical bars right there, and then yarn over and do a knit in that, so that way it pushes it forward. And then go to the next vertical bar in front, do a knit stitch, and then again push it forward and do a knit stitch in that vertical bar, and again right in front, and then take your needle again, go behind that chain and into that vertical, the two vertical bars, splitting them and doing a knit stitch there. You'll do that all the way down, and that's what it should look like. I'm going to meet you at the return pass, because the return pass is the same. It's a standard return pass. So once you get down, do your end stitch, do your standard return pass, and I will meet you right after we get done for the next part of this knotted ridge pattern. Okay, sorry. I need to go 6. Boom. Let's see what I miss. Hi, Karen. How are you doing? Yes, Karen. I'm doing a live filming. I'm filming it and just sitting here chatting with you. Um, you can see it's more behind the scenes. You get to see the behind the scenes stuff. Uh, not many. Well, you don't really get to see behind the scenes, really, do y'all? So why not? Amber, I wish I knew where those conversion thingy majiggies are. I have no clue. I've heard about them. Yeah, the Jenny, the tutorial actually for members should be out today, later this afternoon, and then everybody else is in the morning. I should have filmed it, like I said, I should have filmed it yesterday, but I was trying not to move yarn because it was so not delicate yarn, but the the skein was hollow, and if it were to move, it would have collapsed. The next thing I know, it would have been a huge mess. It would have been a knot, and I didn't want to deal with the knot. I wanted to get done with that skein so I could get it off my, because it was all right here where I film, and I'm like, oh, I can't. So, and I do need to film that part. Do I? I need to listen to this real quick. Refresh. One second. Headphones. Okay. I don't have to film the return pass because I said you're going to do the return pass. So, hi, Debbie. But yeah, I do like those cables a lot. Let me go to the big screen so I can read chat better. Beep. But I thank you all for coming in and just, listening to me while I film. Oh, I need to scroll down, don't I? Boop. I'm behind on filming for YouTube. Still have more yarn stuff. Yeah, I'm. I feel like I'm behind, but then whenever I do like the dates and everything that I have planned for everything, it's like I'm actually. Oh, I need to move this too. Um, Ahead, if that makes sense. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't count the end stitch. That's what it is. Cause, but yeah, I think sometimes I feel like I'm behind, but then it's like I'm really not. I'm on. I'm actually. Let's see. One, two, three. Wait, no. Four. I'm 8 weeks ahead. So I'm ahead, but I just don't feel like I'm ahead. Especially with some of these blanket ideas that I have, they're going to take a little bit for me to figure out how I want them to look, and hopefully everything comes out. I'm just not 100% positive. And there's the thing, Tunisian is a thick fabric, period. Yes, you can create lacy stuff with lacy yarns, but it's still a thicker fabric than it would be for what's that called? Regular crochet or knitting. So, I'm, and plus it's winter somewhere. When it's hey Lou, hey Cindy Lou. So when it's um, summer here, it's winter in the southern hemisphere, and like looking at my analytics, 50% of my subscribers are in the southern hemisphere. I get 50% are in the northern hemisphere. So there's going to be winter stuff and summer stuff throughout the winter and or U.S. summer or northern hemisphere summer. So there's going to be some winter stuff coming out still, just because it's winter down there. So I gotta do it. No, I'm not knitting today. I was just talking about how um, Tunisian is a lot thicker of a fabric than knitting and crochet, and how it's pretty much winter. If it's not, summer here, it's winter down in the southern hemisphere. And since most of half of my subscribers, excuse me, are southern hemisphere, I'm still going to be doing winter stuff during our summer, just because of that reason. But let's see, where am I at on the filming? Boop. Did I change the number? Yes. Oh, I need to space that out though. Let's rename that. Boop. And go there so that way it goes in the order that I want it to go. And refresh. No. Oh, I know what I need to do. 5B. Space. Shift. B. Yes. And then that'll go 5A. Shift A. That should work. That should fix it. Yes. And then I need to do that with 4. I forgot about that part. 4B. And come on. 4A. Not dollar. There we go. And refresh. Ugh, did it there too. Oh, come on. Rename. 3B. Okay, 3A. Okay. And refresh the files. Bingo. Now let's see what's... I saw a lot. Come up. Okay. I'm trying to figure out the setup to warp. Yeah. I got Panda. He wanted to... What's it called? Weave. So I got him... I don't remember. It's like 24 inches by 16 inches weaving stand. So hopefully, he takes to it. We'll see. Who knows? I need to do the next two things of filming. So once you're done with your return pass from your Afghan knot, you're going to do a row. You'll be doing 2 rows of purl stitch again. So go ahead and do 2 rows of purl stitch with the standard return pass, and then I will meet you for the next part of this pattern. Boom. And then we go to, we'll name that next one 7. Just helps me keep it all in order. Now I can go over here because I got 2 rows to do. Oh, I need to move my monitor up so I can see. I can't move it up. Darn it. And I hope you all are doing good today. I know it's Thursday. Okay. And all that, and the hardest part of ever filming anything, and I'm sorry about the whole clanking noise. The hardest part of filming anything is always the right yarn, because there's some yarns that just, while they look pretty in person, when you put them under camera, they just don't work. They just don't look good, especially when you start working them up. Everything kind of blends together, and you're like, what the holy... So you got to start all over. I've got to where I'll pull up a base chain, put it under the camera. Nope, that one's not going to work. So that's usually the hardest part with filming, is trying to find the right yarn. And we go through a lot, and sometimes it also varies by the stitch, because some of these stitches, especially with Tunisian crochet, because it's such a dense fabric, some of these stitches just, oh my gosh, they blend into the yarn. So you got to pick a yarn that'll actually highlight the stitch, and that is the hardest part. Everything I create wise, I do it because it enhances the stitch. The yarn should always enhance the stitch. It shouldn't be the stitch enhancing the yarn. It should always be the yarn enhances the stitch, regardless of its crochet, knit, whatever. The yarn is your second player, is your backup artist, or whatever you want to call it, while your main artist is your stitch. And that's always hard to do. And like for me, I crochet in my head. I can crochet a pattern in my head and know what color I'm already going to put it in, and I can see it. Oh, this is all. Ooh, my phone is still doing good on battery life. Wow, that's awesome. And then like the filming, this is the long parts of the filming, is especially when you're doing a pattern, you want to make it as to the point as possible, but not over the point. Plus, you don't want to make it so long, because that can lose interest in a heartbeat. I need to move my pattern. Boom, boom. Okay. And so it's a balancing act, like Nessa just said. It's all a balancing act, especially when you're filming tutorials, long ones, and yeah, it's just a pure balancing act. And the longest part is always working up the item off camera. You know, that 16, 15, 16 minute tutorial sometimes can take a little bit longer. One, we probably already worked it up twice in two different colors to see if it'll work and which color to choose. And then, for me, I do two, depending on the stitch. Like the emerald stitch, it's a six, I did 6 rows because it's a 3 row repeat. And so I did 6 rows, and then I did three, six, 9 rows off camera. So it's a balancing act of everything, getting everything out there that I want out there, but I don't want to oversaturate it and make it overly long. But I want to be able to help people. Yes, exactly, Nessa. It does take a lot of time. Like the blanket that I'm doing this tutorial for, Bethlehem, it took me a week and a half to do, and it's a baby blanket. It measures 40 inches by 44 inches. And because of the stitch pattern, it took me a week and a half. If it was regular crochet, I could probably have it, crocheted in like 3 or 4 days. But, one, Tunisian slower. Tunisian takes more to build up on. And, which, I'm fine with that. I love Tunisian. And, let's see, it's 42 repeats. The chain was 206. It used 1,710 yards, and it was a 3-weight yarn. Hi, Heidi. And yes, Marina, we got to listen to our bodies because even sitting here, my legs are screaming because I normally get up about every hour and I walk. Even if it's just to go to the bathroom, I get up and stretch my legs. And that's why, like, if you ever see me on a live, I disappear because I need to, or if I'm on somebody else's panel, if I disappear, it's because I need to. Ooh, is that 2 already? Holy majoli, I did 2. Didn't seem like I did 2. Yeah, I need to stretch my legs. And I just usually walk around the house, or if it's nice outside, I'll go outside, even during somebody's live. If I'm a panel and I'm gone, and I have to get up every hour, which is about normal, then I will. If it's nice outside, I'll go out the door, go walk to the front of the house, sidewalk, walk to the corner because we live on a corner lot. Walk to the corner and walk back, and walk back in. And hi, MG57. Hi, Jackie. And that usually helps. And then I can sit for another hour through a live. But I can't do long lives anymore. And I gotta say the long live for Christmas because I got that Christmas live I'm gonna be doing again this next year or this coming Christmas because it's awesome. It was wonderful, and I'm everybody who was up wants to do it again. So, and we got to meet great people on the Christmas live. It was awesome. It was fantastic, and you all made that Christmas live, which was literally thrown together. I literally just threw. I didn't know what I was doing. I threw it together. I had no idea if anybody was going to say yes that they wanted to come up. You know, Andrea was the first person who said yes. Then it was Lucas, and yes, Juan was supposed to come up, but it was time constraint. He needed to get to bed, and it it just turned into a great, Juan had to get to bed because he had to work. Even though it's Christmas Day, he still had to work, and then Mikey was a complete surprise. I 3 days before, I was talking to Panda. I said, "Oh, it'd be awesome if I could get this person or this person." And he's like, "Just email them. What's the worst they can say is no." And so I emailed him, and he's like, "I'm not 100% positive. I don't think I can." Well, I'm gonna email you the link to the live just in case. Shoot, when he showed up, it was like, holy majoli. And me too, and then what? Last month he had me and you up there together. That was unexpected, and we're just sitting there watching him doing a tutorial, and he's like, "Hey, oh Joe, Michael, you want to come up? You want to go live together?" Sure. And we're like, "Oh my gosh." And then sitting there, like, oh man, that was just fantastic. All right, let me go do this next. Okay. So once you have your return pass done for your last row of purl, which you should have done too, you're going to do a row of nothing but knit stitch again. So go ahead and do a row of knit stitch, do the standard return pass, and then we're actually going to get into the pattern for the Bethlehem blanket. This is the knotted ridge, and we're about to start the main pattern for the blanket. So go ahead and pull up your knit stitches and do your standard return pass, and I'll meet you once our row of knit stitches are done. There we go. Now we go to 8. And I love that he is. Yeah, Teresa, it really was. But I love how he's doing the Thursday night loose ends, and I know he's originally meant it to be non-creators, but it's still getting to know those who don't turn on their camera has been phenomenal and awesome. Hi, Bertha. Hi, Tracy. And if you don't know, oh, yeah. Hi, Cecilia. Uh-oh. But I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I've been watching. I binge watch. I'll let them build up for a few days, but I've been watching Bag of Days second channel a lot, and I'll binge watch. I'll let them build up for a few days, and then while I'm sitting here crocheting, because I mean seriously, there's really not a lot of shows that I want to watch, and I can only rewatch a show so many times. Well, unless it's Stargate, Star Trek, or Law and Order SVU, I can rewatch those all the time. But there's not many I can rewatch, and there's not many good ones coming out. I have started enjoying every Thursday, which today, yes, I get a new episode on Amazon Prime. They have the House of David. I'm not a religious person. Yeah, nerdy jabber. I love it. I'm not a religious person, but the House of David. I like historical stuff, and I like that they're touching on that story a lot. And it's plus you see these patterns that these costume makers make, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can crochet something in that with that pattern. And there's the Wheel of Time, the new series, new season started. I got into that. Panda read the whole book series, and I got into it, and it's okay with me. You know, same with the Lord of the Rings begin, whatever you want to call it, before Frodo and stuff. But there's really not a lot that I like to watch. And listen, I like history stuff. I love that type of stuff. Hi, Linnen and Vicky. And there's just not a lot out there anymore. New shows and new movies, you know, not a lot. It's a lot of remakes. And I don't know. It's just not enough that can keep. I can only watch something so many times. You know, like there's a show. What was it called? Designated Survivor, and I can only watch up to I think it's like season two, and then after that it just loses my interest every time. It I just can't. Okay, sweetie, Margie. Yeah, there's some of these shows I can watch the first two, maybe three seasons, and then after that I can't. I can't watch it. Um, Vicky, I'm doing great, but I but like with Nerdy Crochet or Nerdy Jabber, it used to be Nerdy Crocheter, and then she turned it to Nerdy Jabber. I I want to. I want to get BritBox because I think it's a subscription base, isn't it? I think it is for us. Hi, Sherry. But there is a lot of British shows I do watch too. I mean, I there's just a lot. Now sometimes I have to put on subtitles. And maybe I can check see if I can get it through Amazon. I haven't really looked because I go to some sketchy sites to pull up watch movies. I'm not saying names, and I'm not going to say I'm illegally doing anything because you can stream and not get in trouble. It's where you download is where you get in trouble. Um, there's a lot of British shows I have watched before, and I love them. Sometimes I do have to throw on subtitles so I can understand some of the things that they're saying. Like what was the show I was watching just recently? Oh my gosh! And I had to do that. I cannot remember. I don't remember. I just Michael, you just watched it. I don't even remember which service I watched it on. Happy Valley. No. Well, the site that I go to doesn't have any malware, uh, but I can't give them more info on that away. But man, I can't even think of the name of the show that I was. I mean, I could see it. I just can't think of it. But there's just so much. I mean, there's just so many remakes out there, and it's just getting ridiculous. The ideas of originality is gone. Um, oh man, Michael, I don't even remember what service I was watching it on because we have Prime, Stars, HBO, Peacock, Paramount, Netflix. I don't know who it was. Nope, wasn't Prime. I just don't remember. And I don't think it was Netflix. I don't remember. And that's going to annoy me. Oh, it was a new show. It was a limited series on Netflix. That's what it was. Um, Adolescence. Well, welcome, Vicky. Thank you so much. Adolescence on Netflix. It's a limited series. I want to say it's like 4 episodes. That was really really good. But the English accent at times was a little too hard for me to understand. So I had to put on uh, subtitles for that. But there's plenty of times I can understand them, but there's sometimes that I can't. And there was another. Who was that one? I want to say had Russell Tovey. I love that dude. And Panda's in love with him. He loves big ears. Um, had Russell Tovey in it. Years and Years. That is a good limited series too. It's on HBO. That one was really good, and I can watch that one a few times. Some of these I can watch a few times. Some of them I really, really can't. No, I don't need subtitles for you. Just sometimes, like when the main actor in Adolescence, he's also the one of he played one of the Dead Sea Pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean. When he talks, he kind of he has like it's thick, if that makes sense. It's like somebody from Alabama, or there's like really deep Southern accents, which is hard to understand here in the States. That's what it kind of reminds me of when he talks at times. Some of the, or even the kid that's in it, that plays the main bad kid. Sometimes when he starts talking, he goes a little too fast, and I just can't understand. And it's kind of, it's not that it's thick, it's just, and then some of the slang I don't understand. You know, some of the saying slang that y'all that's used I didn't understand. I'm like, what? You know, and I do a lot of research on that stuff. But I want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me for the past hour and some change. Oh, Matthew, speaking of Matthew McConaughey, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me turn off my lights because they're just sitting here drawing power for no reason. Um, with Matthew McConaughey, I actually met him and his wife. Then it was his girlfriend. They, in between a break when I was doing, I, I got out of medicine because I had enough of it. It was mentally draining. So I got out of medicine and I went to work for a local cable company. And I dealt with, I can't remember what the exact, it was direct sales, but I only dealt with the rich people, I guess you could call it, because I could sell them their own T-shirt back. Um, but I got a call from my boss, and because my it was work from home, I stayed at home, and unless they called, then I went and I did the sell, and for the rich folks. I don't know why they picked me, but anyway, I got a call, and they said you need to go to this number, this house, and it's in a historic area town. That house itself is like a $4 million home, and I go there, knock on the door. There's gentleman I've never, you know. I was like, hey, I'm so and so with, I'm Michael so and so with so and so cable company. I have an appointment. And they said, oh, yes, Mr. McConaughey will see you in just a moment. I'm like, what? Nobody told me this? Next thing I know, he's like, please come in and sit down here, you know. And it was Matthew McConaughey. Spent 2 hours talking with him about, well, we talked about cable for an hour, and then an hour we talked about Amarillo. And I'm like, oh my God. So I sold Matthew McConaughey cable. It was weird. It was really weird, because I didn't expect it. And then when they said, "Oh, Mr. McConaughey will be here in just a moment," I'm like, "What?" And then you see the portrait of him and his girlfriend, and you're like, "Oh my God, I went to the wrong house." And then I came home and I told Panda because Panda's in love with him too, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you met?" Yes, I'm like, but and I've met quite a few because there's I did while I took a break from medicine. because working in the operating room and doing trauma, you see things that can mess with you over time, especially when it's children. So I had to have a break. I needed to get out of it. And so one of the jobs that I did is I was a director of sales for Hilton Hotels here in town. And I met, I've met Hulk Hogan, I've met Diamond Rio, I've met Gene Simmons, oh my God, George Lopez. George Lopez is an asshole. So is Hulk Hogan. I've met quite a few, and Larry the Cable Guy, he's cool. You know, there was quite a few famous people I got to meet. Bands, Puddle of Mud. I've met Aerosmith. You name it. There was. I dealt with their booking so that way we could keep it quiet, that people wouldn't know, the staff or even um, the fans wouldn't know that they were staying there, and it was an experience. I mean, I got a lot of autographs. Don't get me wrong, but it was an experience, and some of these people are really downright awesome, down to earth. But there was the few who were complete assholes. Yeah, George Lopez was one of them that I met that was a complete and utter rear end for no reason. No worries, sweetie. But I'm gonna head. Yeah, divas. Yeah, they were. Ooh, they were divas. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you all go. I want to thank you all for joining me for this little bit that we went live. I still have more filming to do. I've got 4 rows to repeat, and then do the knotted ridge again, and then I can edit and get this out to members today and everybody else tomorrow morning. I gotta still take the pictures. That's also the hard part, is taking the pictures for what's that called? The thumbnail. That's the hard part too. But I want to thank you all for being here, and almost hour and a half. Good night. So, thank you, and you all have a great day. And I will, if Fiber Spider does go live tomorrow night, I will be on panel with him, so I'll be there with him. Uh, if not, then I will see y'all. Not this Friday. What? Oh my gosh, Michael! Dates, dates, dates. Then I'll see y'all the 28th for Inside the Yarn Studio episode number 6. And we're just going to actually talk about. I don't remember what I had written down. I'm going to be doing my podcast still. I just haven't been able to audio it because I've been working on this new pattern. So I want to thank you all for being here again. And I will see you all hopefully tomorrow night if Craig goes live. If not, then it'll be the 28th. But I'll be putting out stuff, of course. But love you all. Thanks. Have a good day.